Welcome back to Geekshow Helpdesk. Yeah.
I'm here.
You're still here. You were here last week too.
I was. I had much less energy though.
Yeah,
I felt like crap last week. There's no doubt about it.
I could see that. I could see the fever slowly rising in you through the show, where you just kind of got more drained. Like, oh, what is the point?
There was halfway through the second show we recorded. There was a moment where like, this ain't worth it. I almost just got up and left.
It's worth it because of our dear listeners who downloaded us. Thank you, dear listeners.
I did it for you guys.
That's right. This is the Geek Show Helpdesk, where we talk about tech, gadgets, and sciencey things, whatever looks cool at the moment that you might overhear your Helpdesk folks, guys, talking about in your IT team.
If you've ever walked in
with those guys, go become friends with those guys. They can help you out.
We're the coolest.
And they hook you up sometimes.
That is true. If you always walk into the IT cave or the IT room and it goes dead silent, by the way. You'll hear them outside the door joking, nerding out.
Everyone stops, stares at you. Who's he going to pick to ask for help? I hope it's not me.
I'm super busy.
I joined a lunch down there a couple weeks ago. We were watching a questionable episode of Seinfeld.
The one that you suggested, by the way.
Did I? I don't remember. Anyway, it was great. But as soon as a woman entered, went silent, episode turned off.
That's Jaren pushing the questionable episodes of Seinfeld.
Hey, this is me, Jaren. You can find me on the social media platform formerly known as Twitter at Jaren.
There we go. Underneath him, we got Owen.
Hey, that's me. Follow me on Twitter, X. I'm slowly getting used to it. I know I'm behind the curve, but at Technoan or on Blue Sky at Technoan.
Nice. Next to him, we got Lando.
Hey, it's Lando. You can find me on the social media platform that is slowly dying due to the current ownership named Elon Musk.
Womp womp.
I'm there. I'm on the Blue Skies. Both places land in Conover. It's dead there. So, whatever. If you pester me, I'll follow you though. We learned that last week.
We did.
Encouraging.
And we have a host. His name's Tony.
Hey, check me out on X Twitter at QuadTTony or on Blue Sky, which I should get on more often, but there's just not a lot happening there. At QuadT. All right, now that that's over with and you know who we are, let's see if anyone decided to write us an email. Did anyone write us an email, Jaren?
I'll give you one guess.
Yes.
Email.
Was that right?
I meant I'll give you one guess on who wrote us.
Oh, it's probably Lang.
Probably Lang.
Yeah, of course. Of course it was Lang. Lang says, howdy, helpsters. Next week, I'll be terrorizing your home state with my presence on a business trip. Then it brought up yet another question for the panelists.
For him.
What gadgets or tech do you travel with? This trip, I'll have to bring my laptop for work. I'm excited to really use my Steam Deck without my kids begging to play it. Then downside for when I travel is I almost always have a multi-tool on my carry-on and forget, so I've had at least 3 of those confiscated. See you next week, Lang.
Yep. You got to remember to take the pocket knife out or the Leatherman out. No good.
Oof. I lost a set of tools. I lost like the screwdriver set and stuff like that was in my backpack. They were like,
Bummer.
No screwdrivers for you.
Mm-mm.
I always travel with my daily stuff. You know, got to have your phone. I take my iPad and
Keys, wallet, phone.
Yep. I used to take my gaming laptop, but I have since divested of that, and I just have my ROG Ally, so I take that with. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and charging stuff.
yeah. Double your cords. You just do it. You won't regret
bring
it.
all sorts of cords when I
Double
travel.
your cords and have a huge battery backup.
Agreed.
That's the 2 things I always travel with. I don't travel with any gaming stuff though.
What? Who are you?
I know.
That's
You
the
have a
best time
Steam
to do it.
Deck.
I had a Steam Deck. Not anymore.
Oh, that's right. You sold it. Yep.
Yeah.
You can buy mine if you'd like.
I don't like.
I don't like. Nope.
I can't do that. I'm saving my schmeckles for I'm saving my schmeckles for maybe the second gen of the Steam Deck or
You'll be waiting.
ROG Ally. Yeah, I will. It's good for me.
It's fine.
Nothing wrong with anticipation. Builds joy.
Sometimes it's better than the real thing.
The only thing I've been super jealous of though is Tony and your Ally. You've been playing that in your room and being able to take Baldur's Gate upstairs and not ruin your marriage.
Oh yeah.
I have just been doing the other thing, ruining my marriage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still playing, but
Yep.
ruining my marriage.
Oh, I'm
jealous of that. That's it's the first time a use case I've had for that ever.
I stream it from my big PC to my
Gosh, dang
Ally,
it.
and so I get all the graphical bells and whistles and everything,
Let me check how
great.
Bitcoin's doing. Maybe I'll turn on my miners for a little bit here
and make negative money. Yeah, good choice.
and give them money.
Before Owen goes off on that tangent, I bring my work laptop, ROG Ally, iPad Pro, and that's about it.
The only time I take my work laptop is if it's a work trip. If it's not a work trip, nope.
Lucky you. I have to take it no matter what.
Lucky
Same.
me, indeed. All right. Well, there you go. Thanks for writing in, Lang. And safe travels, good sir. All right. What do we got? We got some stuff to talk about. You know what? Let's just get this out of the way first. It's been sitting on the list for like a month because other stuff comes up. But you know what? Today's the day. I got another earbud review. Yeah, there we go. So these are the Soundcore Liberty Pro 3s.
What a name.
It's been so long. Oh yeah, I wrote
There's
it on
been
there.
so many revisions of what they call those, right?
Yeah. These are the latest ones, if I remember correctly. But they have been out for I think close to a year. So they'll
They
probably
have two
one.
new models at this point.
A new one coming out soon, I'm sure. But this does scratch the old itch, that Tony has. So.
Exactly
What
where?
a weird itch.
I know.
Ears.
I know.
Inside his ears.
I saw them on sale, and we've had a listener or two ask about Soundcore stuff in the past, and so I figured, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Oh, these are not cheap either.
Well, I found them on sale for $55, I think.
Oh, that's a good price.
Yeah,
On the
really good
website, They're
price.
$130.
Yeah. It was some weird sale that Soundcore was having for like 3 days. It popped up on Slick Deals, and it was like 60% off or something. So I said, I'm going to do it. But the specs on these are what you'd expect for a higher end earbud. You've got the noise cancellation, and it's okay on these ones. Nothing special. It's definitely not AirPod Pro 2 quality. I wouldn't even quite say that it's Sony XM4 quality, and I haven't tried the XM5s. So,
But they're cheaper, right?
oh yeah, these are much cheaper.
Okay, so that's understandable.
Yeah, exactly. Sound quality, I think, is quite good. It has a dual driver setup. It's got a balanced armature and a regular driver. So you get the balanced armature for your mids and highs and the regular larger driver for the bass. Supports dual connectivity. I can't remember the word for that right now.
Multi-point,
Multi-connect, multi-point connectivity.
Multi-point.
Yeah. So you can have it connected to two devices at once. You can't stream from two devices at the same time, but it'll switch between the two that you do have connected very quickly and very easily. USB-C charger, and it comes with like 6 different ear tips, as well as some wings. There we go. You can see them. Those are the medium-sized wings. They sit in pretty comfortably, I think, in my ear.
I don't like wings.
you're doing the
I've
Liberty
never
Pro
liked
3s?
wings.
Yeah, Liberty.
Oh, I'm looking at the Pro 4s right now.
Oh, they have 4s out?
Uh-huh. So I'm looking at yours and looking at the ones I'm like, those are not the same thing.
Well, no, they have the Soundcore has like 5 different lines of earbuds. Soundcore, Liberty.
So these are Liberty 4s, they're not Liberty Pro 4s.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
you gotta have the Pro.
You gotta have the pros. It's a different model, and so
Got it.
the Pro 3s, I believe, are the latest version of the Liberty Pro line. But like I said, they're like a year old. Does not have wireless charging, so you can't just set it on a charger.
Oh, that's a bummer. I think that's table stakes at this point.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And then the other thing that it has is a pretty long battery life, actually. It's like, I think, what was this? It was claimed at like 8 hours, I want to say. And
With the noise cancellation running?
with the noise canceling running, I want to say it was 6 hours,
Yeah, that's not bad.
which is pretty good for the noise canceling being on at the same time. Here we
Oh.
go.
So the Liberty 3 Pros are 170 I correct myself. I was looking at the wrong
So
ones.
I think they're kind of the highest end ones that Soundcore has. But I just got them on a
They are certainly the most
ridiculous
expensive
deal.
ones.
I got them on a super good deal. So 8 hours, 8-hour playtime. So charge for 15 minutes, listen for 3 hours. It does have single use on each earbud. So if you want to just put one in and leave the other one in the case for like a phone call or whatever.
That's table stakes. Did
Yeah,
not all earbuds do that?
No, it
Oh.
should be. But yeah, there's still a few out there that don't. So anyway, all that being said, I think the sound quality was really solid. I would say probably 8.5 out of 10 sound quality wise. And then noise canceling was probably like a 6.5 out of 10. Battery life was quite good. And the multi-point connectivity seemed solid and worked quite well. Overall, I would say if you can get these for under $100 and you're looking for a good sounding set of higher end earbuds, I'd recommend them for under $100. I don't think I could recommend them for over 100, considering some of the other deals you can get, like on the eBay refurbished stuff with some of the Sony XM4s and things like that.
And
So
even AirPods are come down to 200 AirPod Pro 2s.
yeah, if you're already up in the 170, if you were thinking about paying full price for these, no, just spend another $30 and get the AirPod Pro 2s or some something else for the $200 region. But see, right now on Soundcore's website, they are $99.99, $70 off.
What website are you on? That's a different website than I'm on.
us.soundcore.com.
Amazon has them for 100 right now.
Do you have a
also.
different internet than me? Is that what's happening? What's
I have the
happening?
better internet. So anyway, there you go. Easy recommendation. If you could get them under 80, easy recommendation. Easy recommendation under 80. Pretty good recommendation at 10, at 100. Above that, though, you get in some other territory. It might be
Where are
worth.
you looking? Prove it. I think you're lying, Tony.
You want to see it?
Here, I'll
Just
put a
go
link
to-
in the chat. There you
Yeah,
go.
why don't you
Thank
just
you.
go to
right there.
us.soundcore.com.
Well, it's Amazon, though.
Yeah, I said it's $100 on Amazon also.
It's on both for $100. So
That's
Anyway.
worth it. That's not bad.
one thing that does have that I almost forgot is it has a good app. At least on iPhone. I'm sure it's the same thing on Android. And it does a customized listening profile, and it has you go through on each ear separately and plays tones at different frequencies and different levels to see what you can hear and what you can't
Oh,
hear.
that's good because I'm
adjusts.
I'm more deaf in one ear.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little bit as well, and so
That's pretty cool.
It adjusts the sound quality for that. I forgot about that, and that's a pretty cool feature. So yeah, it
That is neat.
there you go.
Speaking of cool earbud tech, have you heard of MEMS, Tony?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Sound Blaster to release a set of earbuds that they promise is coming out with this.
Think you mean creative?
Oh, creative. Yeah, who makes Sound Blaster? Yeah,
I know what you meant, Tony.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lando.
Anyway,
I was going
this
to correct you.
this tech is pretty cool.
It's cool.
It is a solid state driver. It's not like your typical speaker that has existed for the last, 100 years or whatever.
It's not a flexible diaphragm that goes in and out and creates the sound.
Yep. It's called Micro Electromechanical Systems, MEMS for short. So instead of using magnets and coils, it uses piezo's and silicon.
Piezos.
Piezos?
Yeah.
That's how you say that.
So
Piezos.
piezoelectric
Piezos.
stuff is like quartz. You can take a little tiny quartz crystal and send electricity through it, and it vibrates at a very, very, very precise frequency. And that's
Posters
how
use this.
quartz
I mean-
watches keep time.
This is essentially magic as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well call it that.
Yeah. So right now it's in a $1,500 in-ear monitor that's
Yeah.
wired. So very expensive, but people that have tested it say it has extremely excellent sound in the highs, mids, mediums, even lows. Not as quite as loud in this particular model
Just
in the
said
lows.
mids and mediums. That's saying the same thing twice.
Yeah, I know.
As long as you know,
anyway,
like call it
yeah,
out,
I
I'm
do.
happy.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Lando.
You do it to me
Usually,
all the time, buddy.
Usually I'm the one doing that to others, so I appreciate when you do it to me.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I'm not going to feel bad for this. I'm going to feel
What?
superior.
No, I was
Just like
genuinely.
He was
do.
thanking you. He was thanking you for giving some back.
All right,
Yeah.
nerds, let's keep it rolling.
Nerds.
Anyway, like
Nerds.
Tony said, Creative is going to be debuting a model this quarter, actually, by the end of the
is
year.
it Q4? Nice.
Which Tony is definitely going to buy because it's brand new earbud tech.
Can't resist.
Yep. And the interesting thing here is typically diaphragm-based speakers, they have to be tuned for every single model that's produced. Whereas this, it's like, it's there. You know, it doesn't have to be tuned. It's when it's produced, every model is going to produce the same sound.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Super interesting. And it's, like I said, it's solid state, so you can't exactly puncture the diaphragm anymore.
There's no membrane to break in
Yeah.
case you drop it or whatever.
So very, I keep your eye out on this. It's starting out in earbuds. Actually, it's been in microphones for like in your phone for the last decade, but it's coming out to earbuds. Eventually, the goal is to scale it up to like bookshelf speakers, but we're not there yet. Like even normal over-ear headphones. At this point, they're saying they would probably have a MEMS unit for like the mids, mediums, and highs. Did that for you, Lando. And then just a normal speaker for the low. So
Thanks, I hate it.
yeah,
Hopefully the creatives aren't too expensive because if they're reasonably priced, and don't ask me what reasonably priced is because it depends on the day, then I will pick them up. I'll pre-order them.
when you're weak.
Yeah, exactly. Depends on
goes
how
up.
strong I'm feeling.
I wonder what stopped them from doing this before. Do you think there's some sort of power requirement that? I wonder why these solid state type of diaphragms. I mean, they've been around for in-ear for a long time, right? Like, but they're wired down to a pack, right? Haven't they had in-ear?
No. This is their first in-ear model that's come out.
Didn't you say they've been in microphones? They've been used as
it's been in microphones, like in smartphones. So it doesn't say in the article, but I get the sense that scaling it up is difficult.
Which is
so
interesting when you think about it, because usually the problem is taking something big and scaling it down.
Yeah,
and
you're
now
right.
they're having the reverse problem.
And so since microphones and smartphones are tiny and they don't actually have to output a loud volume, I think it makes sense that earbuds would be more difficult than that based off of what they're saying.
Very exciting. I love new tech and I love earbuds, and this is just the convergence.
The guy in the article talks about some of the songs. He's talking about like how like percussion, hi-hat, cymbals in particular, come through in a way you've never experienced before.
More detail, he says.
So that's pretty cool.
Well, and the other, it's gonna get to the point where, and I think it is for several different pairs of wireless earbuds. You're not limited by the sound that can be reproduced by the earbuds. You're limited by the bandwidth at which the music can be pushed. You know, Bluetooth is a very limited bandwidth.
Which is probably why I bet you money these will always be wired for that reason.
Well, no, the creative ones are going to be wireless.
They're going to be wireless?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wireless. Are you going to become a lossless bro, Tony?
No, because the convenience of Bluetooth is just spectacular. So I can't do it.
I thought you could do lossless over Bluetooth now.
Only, you can, or at least the spec is out there, but you have to have the right kind of phone and the right kind of earbuds to do it. And guess what? I don't have.
And the right kind of music service.
And the right kind of music service. And guess what? I don't have any of those. So
That's
so I'm not, there it goes. That's out the window. But all right, very cool, very cool. Let's see, Owen. I see you have an article here about review bombing.
Yeah. So I had never, review bombing we've talked about. We've seen it before. I got my introduction with review bombing, or the fact that reviews could be used for something other than the designed purpose. Because I'm such a I don't know, just logical. Like I just see so analytical, and I'm like, why would you ever leave a review that's not honest, or why would you?
Did you not pay attention when The Last Jedi came out?
No. Anyway, I got my introduction to review bombing.
No.
with the gummy bears, the Haribo sugar-free gummy bears.
Yeah, but those were.
So that's when I started seeing that you could use reviews for something that was other than the intended purpose
for comedy,
for anything. And my brain just was like, wow. Well, now there's a big controversy because reviews became a big deal. They've always been a big deal, but like in today's online shopping, they're even more important. And there's many companies when I've worked adjacent to, I was adjacent to this company, but they buy and sell reviews, right? Like scraping reviews. If you're a like a doctor or something and you want your practice to take off, you want the top reviews because people always look at that. Even
Check the Google reviews.
all of them, right? And so Yelp has where this article comes in is that there's businesses that are paying for reviews for their restaurants and for their services. And Yelp has long been this company that has been known for trying to keep real life reviews and keep it clean but keep it real with good reviews, bad reviews, like just honesty, right? Well, they have a wall of shame. They have a new index called a wall of shame.
Is that for the business or for the reviewers?
This is for the businesses that are buying reviews.
Oh.
So because for a while now, the FTC has been looking at this as predatory marketing.
Yeah.
And there's a couple companies that have been investigated by the FTC, and they're proposing a ban on the use of those like deceptive reviews and testimonials for the consumer. But Yelp has put, I think it's on Facebook. Anyway, Yelp put up a name and shame board so you can see everybody that's been buying reviews. They're throwing a little shade, and it's pretty crazy to see what you can do when you scrape reviews that way, and you're not letting people, I mean, it's a weird razor's edge because you need to moderate what people can say on a platform, right? Because anybody with any platform can say anything. So you got to watch out for hate speech. I mean, the same thing that X and all the social media platforms deal with all the time, but at the same time, you want the reviews to be honest. So you need the population to just do what their thing is for.
Yeah.
And you can never count on the population to not make Bodie McBoatface. Like you cannot rely on the population.
Given the opportunity.
Given a platform, giving the opportunity or a platform or a vote, you're going to get a mix something.
Yep.
And so
Great way to put it.
But they threw out their wall of shame that you can go view to see which type of companies are buying reviews and basically, shading them with their towards the positive, right? They're going to sprinkle in a few mid-range, maybe one low. That'll have her up.
The wall of shame is trust.yelp.com/consumer-alerts.
Yeah.
/all. And yeah, it's just a whole bunch of
yeah. I want to say that this information was leaked, and that's how Yelp got it. I think it was a Facebook lawsuit that had to. Yeah.
Watch out, Danny's Garage Door Repair. You've been put on blast.
Yeah.
Out of North Hollywood, California.
And that's unfortunate because I mean, as a small business, I can see how tempting that would be.
Oh yeah, buy some reviews. So you boost
buy
your
some
stuff.
Reviews.
Well,
to get a start.
Search.
And on the flip side, if you receive like one really bad review, it's tempting to go buy more good ones to kind of outweigh the bad ones.
Balance it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says further in the article that Amazon declined to comment.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how many times I bought something on Amazon and inside the box was a little card that says, leave a review and we'll send you a $20 Amazon gift card, stuff like that. And it's like, okay, you want me to put a good review up there for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad. I just cannot trust a single Amazon review.
So this led me down the review bombing rabbit hole. Because I've heard about like the Rotten Tomatoes review bombing, like Jared was talking about.
Steam, happens on Rotten Tomatoes.
I know, and I kind of
Metacritic.
Yeah, and I've kind of, you kind of equate that to people just the internet just being a bunch of trolls or whatever.
Yep.
But like it's in every industry almost. And there's people out there that do this for a full-time job. They will go out there, they'll buy something, and regardless, they'll go to a restaurant, for instance, a really good restaurant. They'll go there and they will, or somebody that's struggling, the middle class restaurant, and they'll go there and then they'll leave a scathing, horrible review. And then they wait for the company to come make it up to them and be like, oh, we're sorry, because they don't want that review there. That's going to stop. That damages their business. So they're trying to make it right, not realizing that this is this person's whole reason for doing this. It's how they get a free meal. It's how they get free gift cards. They anyway, and they're like, nope, it was horrible. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm going to tell everybody I know. And they're like, what if we give you 3 months free food? And it's just anyway. Review bombing is horrible. It's low. Come on, people. Anyway.
Yep.
That's it.
It's terrible.
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
I'm surprised you've never done it, Owen.
I know.
He doesn't like it, so he doesn't participate.
I mean, I didn't know about it, to be fair. Tony.
Yeah.
But
Well,
now I can't.
Speaking of other things that are terrible, in my opinion, Best Buy made an announcement about physical media sales, and it was not good.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset about this one. They will stop selling physical movies.
Who's upset about this one?
But who buys those anymore?
I know a lot of people because
Really?
look at the problem in streaming land right now, where
Right.
a streamer will just
Rip it
take
out.
something off, even stuff that they produced themselves with their
Like
own money.
HBO.
exclusively-
Willow on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
HBO looking at you.
HBO, Disney Plus does
Ugh.
it, Netflix does it. They all do it. And so
Yeah.
the only way you're guaranteed to be able to watch something you love later on in the future is if you
To
own a disc.
pirate. Oh,
Yep.
to own the disc. Sorry.
Well, yeah.
I really
mean,
thought you were going that way.
There is yar.
Buy on
There-
Apple Movies or whatever.
yeah, until
Buy-
they decide they don't want to carry it anymore. that's-
I would hope that if you actually bought the movie on a digital service, you could still have access to it.
You mean like old games on digital storefronts, like the Wii U store and the Wii store?
No, you're right. It hasn't happened yet for movies, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
They are still in the physical game business,
Yep.
so they're not pulling out of that. But yeah, it's gone. It's going to be up to Walmart and Amazon pretty
Walmart.
much.
They own
Target.
40. Walmart owns 45% of physical media now, like of distribution for physical media.
Wow.
That's how much Walmart's into it now.
That's
So-
crazy. Look at this. Disney ceased selling physical media in Australia, according to this. That's crazy. The whole continent of Australia, they're just like,
No more DVDs for you.
yeah, we don't care about
You guys are.
shipping.
To be fair, I have had to work with the Post and their shipping and their stuff. It sucks to ship things in Australia. So
Well, it's a really big country with not a lot of people. You
Yeah.
got to put things, strap it to the back of that kangaroo and slap it on the butt and hope it gets to where you told it to go.
yeah, if you slap a kangaroo on the butt, you are going to get an uppercut. We all know
well,
that.
you run away after that.
Yeah,
naturally.
that's right. You have a long pole.
Its legs. It can only jump forward, so you're safe.
You're safe
Oh.
behind it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine. It's fine. One of our listeners, confirm that, please. I need to know somebody that slapped a
Kangaroo in the butt.
kangaroo in the butt.
Yep. All right, we got some BS. We got another Toyota BS specifically.
Ooh.
And this one is probably the coolest sounding one yet. However, it's still 6 to 8 years off.
These guys,
Of course it is.
Yeah.
everything is perpetually, right? That's
So
the whole point of the BS.
Yep. Toyota has inked a deal to mass produce solid state EV batteries with a 932 mile range.
That sounds freaking amazing.
932 miles.
Wow.
Oh, I was a little off. It's 5 years. 5 years away till production starts. But then after that, you've got to wait till it actually,
I think since we started BS, I think we said back then it was always 5 years away, right?
That's true. Always 5 to 10
Man,
years
that's
out.
true.
So this
Prophecy is
is
fulfilling itself.
they teamed up with a Japanese company, Indomitsu Kosen, to mass produce these ultra high range solid state batteries. And not only will it enable 932 miles per charge, but it will get a full charge in 10 minutes.
Oh, that is nuts.
Wow.
Oh, that
This
sounds
is
so cool.
The holy grail right
It
here.
really is.
Yep.
Are solid
And
state
it's
batteries
safe, too. It doesn't light on fire.
Yeah, are solid state batteries typically lighter than lithium ion?
I don't know if they're lighter, but they're more energy dense and
So for the
less
amount of range you
prone-
get, then yes, lighter.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Yeah. when
Yeah,
you
if you're
count,
doing range, yeah, for sure.
So this company has been working on these batteries since 2001, and Toyota started working with them in 06, and it's now gotten to the point where they said, okay, this
So they
will
have a
be
working-
ready
they have a
for prime
prototype?
time. Yeah, this will be ready for prime time 2028. It uses a solid sulfide electrolyte is what it says here. So
2001, and I thought my project at work was taking a long time.
yeah, you got
So it's
nothing
like, I've
on
been,
these guys.
they've had people retire out of that project at this point.
Yep.
Oh,
And like it like it says, or like I was saying, they have the goal of commercializing it by 2027, 2028, but that's just when full scale mass production can start after that point. So
That's crazy.
We'll probably be if this actually bears fruit, it'll probably be 2029, 2030.
I mean, that eliminates anxiety range for me.
900, 1,000
yeah.
miles on
And
a
a 10
charge.
You
minute-
could drive
and a 10
all day.
And a 10-minute charge.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's to be believed. Are they is Toyota the last holdout for NACS? Are they not going?
Yeah, I think they are.
I think
think
they are.
they might
Wonder
be,
if this. Wonder if this is going. This is why, because you have to have a special.
Nah, I doubt it.
No, probably not.
But the thing about Toyota's holdout is they don't really have any cars anyway
Yeah.
that would use it. They have a couple of hybrid electrics that have like plug-in for the first 40 miles, so full electric for the first 40 miles. But I think they only have one line, and it started this year. That's a full electric.
They haven't done any since the Prius, which was
It's
still
all
a
been
hybrid. Yeah.
It's all been hybrid with the Prius. Up
They
until,
bet on hydrogen and it lost.
It did.
So they're
yeah.
still pushing that. I see updates on it every once in a while. They're still pushing for hydrogen powered stuff. The funny thing about the hydrogen powered stuff is it's not like a hydrogen internal combustion engine. It's a hydrogen solution that basically the way it works is it does some sort of electronic filter, like a separation or whatever, that produces electricity
to charge the batteries.
to power the short, to power a smaller battery pack that will always be receiving constant electricity from this hydrogen solution, and
Doesn't
power
it
the
do
motor.
like electrolysis or something?
Yeah,
like
something like that. Yeah, yeah. It's like
blow up?
something like that process. Now it uses they have two that I think they're working on, if I remember correctly, and one of them, yes, does use a pressurized hydrogen tank, and then there's another one that uses
Which is dangerous.
some sort of
That sounds so safe.
other cell thing or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's even further off if you ask me. Even though it might be cool tech, but the infrastructure for that is even behind the electrical.
Oh, totally. Electrical took
charging,
a huge
the charging
jump.
infrastructure.
I would say in the
so-
last 5 years, electric vehicles have just had such a huge boost in acceptance and whatever.
Electrolysis is how hydrogen is made, not how you get electricity.
Yeah. So the gas created when the hydrogen.
Yeah, but maybe that's the other one they're working on. They have this pressurized hydrogen tank, and the other one uses electrolysis to make the hydrogen. I can't remember. It was a while since I was reading about it, but it's
then the hydrogen
interesting
burns.
stuff. But anyway, let's talk about Elon Musk company, SpaceX,
Oh, Owen.
different
come on.
X company.
SpaceX Direct to Cell service. They wanna take on the cell companies. Their V2 right now. They can't launch their big old V2s satellites because they don't have the lift capacity until
Right.
Starship launches. So they've got these V2 minis, but they want to run their own cell like a
What
cell
is that
phone tower.
jingling?
It's not me.
Is someone bouncing their knee?
Nope, it's me. Here's the problem. It's something under my desk, and it's been happening for weeks at random times.
Is
It's
it an
going
animal?
again. I can hear it again.
Oh, it's totally going.
You
And
have a
when
squirrel under there?
when I get down there to
Hamster
search, it will stop.
What the heck?
I know.
Dude, you have an animal in your room.
It's like a beeping, like an alarm.
Yeah, I even
It's
have
like his
the
UPS is
reduced
going
mic
off.
background noise on, and it's still beeping, and we can still hear it. Oh, and you gotta figure out what that is, man.
Well, while he's in the depths of his desk, what were we talking about?
It
Oh,
was one of
SpaceX.
his.
This was his
It was
story
one of his
too.
stories. So let's move on to one of Jaren's stories. Let's talk about copper.
Yeah. Oh, you like Comcast, right, Lando?
I hate Comcast with all of my heart.
Oh, okay. Well, they
Got it.
managed
You find
to.
Oh yeah,
What was it?
it was a battery backup,
Oh,
but
okay.
the battery's corrupt. I usually have them just hit the long beep.
Corrupt?
But, like
Somebody
bad.
hack into your battery?
Yeah, it's
been
corrupt. It's
corrupted.
bad. It's corrupted. I've been playing too much Baldur's Gate, man. I just stuffed a big pillow on top of it, so they
That
Should
sounds
be-
safe.
should be fine. The heat will probably just shut it off. So
The
it's fine.
batteries. The
It's
batteries.
probably-
Darker. It's got dark urges.
It's probably fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
No problem.
It's no problem. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Jared. We're good.
Oh, is it my story still? Okay.
Yeah.
Or should we go back to?
We can go
Owen's
back to
story?
space. You want to wrap
Wow,
up
we are
SpaceX?
off the
Yeah,
rails.
let's-
Okay,
No,
okay.
get us back.
Okay, here we go.
You know,
so
either way,
SpaceX.
we're talking about internet stuff.
All right, Comcast.
Yeah, go for it.
No, we're doing SpaceX.
Oh, okay.
No, I want to hear
SpaceX.
about Comcast.
Oh, Comcast. Okay.
No, we're doing SpaceX.
Okay, SpaceX.
Correct, Comcast.
Okay. Yay. I don't know.
We're doing SpaceX.
Tony,
Okay.
Tony makes the final call.
All right, here we go. So they want to become cell phone towers in space. They've got
Yeah, they've
they're-
mentioned this in the past.
Yeah, and they're right now Apple's kind of playing with it, right? You can use that detector and like point your phone to be a direct to cell connection without having to do
Yeah,
and they have a tart and they have
Yeah,
a
but no, it's very
yeah.
limited bandwidth.
Uh-huh.
Extremely
It's-
limited.
It's
and it's
text
and it's-
only. It's text
and it's-
only.
and it's a window.
Yeah,
and-
and it's not any of the low Earth orbit satellites.
No.
It's stuff that's farther out.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
we're
that's-
talking like it barely has enough bandwidth to send texts
Yeah.
and your GPS location.
Yeah, so you have to do it's in a window, first of all. Second of all, it has a targeting app that you have to like follow the satellite and like make sure you stay in point. Anyway,
Right.
so SpaceX wants to do direct to consumer, direct to cell phone capability, and so if they have a diagram here where basically, and the other problem is they want it to unmodified cell phone, just a standard LTE. Like you wouldn't have to change your phone to do this. And so basically how it works is they have the land-based talk text data. We got the cell phone towers. They go to a partner. SpaceX is making a Starlink ground network that will then connect to their big satellites and then beam that down to cell phone devices. And they haven't talked about anything about how pricing or availability, but they have talked about, I mean, I don't know much about cell service. It says
so what the heck? Very interesting.
the claim was 2 to 4 megabits Mbps, which
That's
doesn't
nothing.
sound,
That's
which sounds
nothing.
like nothing.
That's like 3G.
Yeah. The point being that they're starting with text service, they're moving to voice and data service, and then IoT service over the next 3 years. So
That's interesting. So they want to have a setup where, looking at the diagram they have here, you have your classic cellular connection that goes from a regular cell tower to a partner operator network to Starlink for the backbone.
mhm.
And then they have the other option as well, where it's Starlink satellites, low Earth orbit satellites, straight to the phone.
Yeah, and they're positioned really well for this because their satellites are around the 531 kilometers above space, whereas the other providers that do this type of stuff are much higher.
Oh,
Like-
way higher. Yeah.
Like iPhones, their global star thing that they're doing, they're up at 1,400 kilometers.
exactly.
And Iridium, which I don't know much about, they handle it. They do another one. They're at 781, whereas Starlink is in the 550 range, kilometers above the surface. So they're positioned really well to slide in and provide a better service. still they need their V2, the full V2 to do it because it's got bigger antennas. And so the V2 minis can do this as kind of I think that's why they're phasing this in, is because the V2 minis can do a version of this. Like, it can do text only type stuff, emergency text, stuff like that. But the V2 the full, thing will be able to have bigger radios. It's just too heavy to launch. So kind of dependent on Starship to get in the air. But they've got a partner page, which is a very Musk move. Say, hey, all the cool people are doing it. Look, this isn't just vaporware. Look at the people that have signed on. So they've got T-Mobile in the US, Rogers in Canada, KDDI in Japan, Optus in Australia, One New Zealand, One NZ in New Zealand, and Salt in Switzerland. So they've got some players on board. So we'll have to see if they can actually deliver. Again, this almost falls into the same 5 to 8 year.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Anything but Starlink and Tesla have been the only two that have really produced, but we'll see. And the rocket system, but like all of his other stuff, Neuralink, the Boring Company, they're all kind of
Boring.
Yeah. Floundering.
Mm-hmm. So,
all right, let's talk about internet via wire.
Comcast. We all love Comcast. We all love to hate Comcast.
Unless they want to
Yes.
sponsor us. And then it's just a quieter boo.
And then we will shill the ever living
It's
Can't
true.
do it.
I'll, because
Nope.
I'll switch to.
I
If
can't.
you give me free
You won't do
Comcast
it?
service, I'll switch and we'll shill you. all
I
day
would
long.
never. I actually
I
wouldn't.
can't do it.
I wouldn't switch.
The upload is so slow. Can't do it.
Comcast feelings aside, they are pushing some pretty awesome tech over what is a single copper wire.
They're innovating.
Yeah, they are. What? The cable wires that have been in the ground forever, which is literally just a single copper wire, your coaxial cable, they are able to push symmetric 2 gigabits up and down. through
Okay,
that
I would switch
now.
for that. Yep.
Through DOCSIS 4.0 technology.
I would switch.
They're saying that DOCSIS 4 is actually capable of supporting up to 10 gigabits per second
What?
downstream and 6 gigabits upstream.
That's awesome.
But right now, they're only doing 2 and 2. They're starting it in Colorado Springs, Colorado next week, and it's going to be in Atlanta and Philadelphia soon.
This
However,
better be cheap as dirt because they have not had to upgrade their infrastructure to do this.
It's
like,
not.
Come on.
It's
It's
not
going to
gonna
be
be-
the
I
know.
same,
I
same
know.
or more.
They will have
Same or
pools
more.
of money, Owen.
they're still going to have data caps. Even though you have faster speeds, you'll run out in like 1 hour instead of like
3.
10 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And also it doesn't say anything about multiple users at once in the same neighborhood, bringing down speeds.
right?
Yeah.
That's true as well.
So I'm impressed though. What we can do with just a single wire, it's kind of crazy.
It's kind of like LCD TVs. Everyone's been saying forever that LCD TVs are going to go away for better tech. And the LCD TVs just continue to improve each year, a little bit each year. And they've been able to keep up pretty darn well.
Iteration is a thing.
Yep.
So this
Right there.
is you think this is just a frequency change along the same copper wire then, right? It's got to be
I'll bet there's a lot
know?
of that involved. Yeah.
because like
Different
that's-
ways of sending the signal or different ways of channeling the signal and then breaking it back up with on the other side with the DOCSIS 4.0 stuff,
I
things
bet
like
this
that.
is going to be very urban though, because it feels like you would have to have a lot of repeaters to push that frequency and that speed
Yeah.
consistently.
Yeah.
This won't be rural folks. Sorry, you still get no internet.
Sucks to be you. All right. Let's see. Speaking of things eating up all your internet bandwidth, Netflix house. What's
wanna go-
Netflix house?
Netflix House is a place you can go to experience Netflix things.
Why would I want to do this?
Like
This
a brick and mortar Netflix
It's a
thing?
brick. It's literally a brick and mortar thing.
What?
You can go here and buy Stranger Things t-shirts, buy their merch. Maybe they said it's been teased that maybe there'll be a Squid Games obstacle course that you could go through.
If you lose, you die. But
If
it's
I
there.
don't know, like what happens if I would assume that they would have to reward you if you win.
Okay,
on
Owen.
that one.
Owen, okay. Why would I want to do this? Why do I want a Netflix store? Why can't
This
we
is-
just do like store.netflix.com and have a
Exactly.
shopping store there?
And this is their point. They said, "Hey, we know that this is not a moneymaker. They have built this into an idea that it's more for marketing, building on what Disney kind of does. Disney has built in to their stores a marketing proponent for their merch. The parks, right? You go
Right.
there, and that's where you buy their overpriced merch, and they can charge whatever they want because you're buying it at the place. Netflix is
It's not
thinking.
real.
But Netflix is thinking the same thing. Here's something else you could do at the Netflix house. What if you got a meal served to you from one of the Iron Chefs from their shows? So you could have like
Sounds
you know
expensive.
all that. Yeah, totally. But that's what they're banking on. You're there for the experience, right? You're going there, and their whole point though is not to provide these merch, these services, the experiences. It's to build their what does it say here? To build their fandom.
brand.
Yeah. They had a word that I was like, oh yeah. But they want to raise their basically their street
Says
cred.
Promote fandom around its original
Yeah.
programming.
Yeah. So basically being like, you can go there and then maybe you'll see a show or, oh, I want to try that. Like, or I don't know.
This to me screams of we think you like our brand a lot more than you actually like our brand.
This screams to me that
You know?
somebody,
Totally.
this seems to me that somebody got a hold of the extra revenue that Netflix is charging and got to have a pet project or something. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
like I just don't know what I would do there. I mean, if I wanted merch, I can buy that anywhere.
Yeah.
Now the Iron Chef stuff, that's kind of cool. Like,
That's different. That's
like if you,
unique.
because there's a ton of reality shows on there. Like, I mean, I'm probably never gonna go to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, or maybe I am when I'm rich. But like, you go into a restaurant or go into the Netflix house and have a Gordon Ramsay
Burger.
I don't know. French dip, They're like, that'll be $800, please.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Maybe I could
No?
have if they did a nailed it experience where I could go and try to make a cake like they do
Yeah.
on Nailed It and just
Yeah.
completely just
wouldn't you like to go
do
compete on
it
a
terribly.
think of it as a corporate, like as a corporate retreat or something? Like, wouldn't you like to go as a team building exercise and do like All American Bake Off or whatever, like where you do that, where you guys were doing? Has everybody sat and watched those where they're like, oh, I wonder what he's going to do for the corn stalks. Oh, he's decided to use green beans. Like, have you ever watched those shows?
Yeah.
Like, would that be fun to do that? Like, I want to say as a corporate team building, but I hate those events. But like, some people don't. So,
Maybe Jaron doesn't, but everyone else does.
yeah. So,
Hey.
hey. Anyway,
You seem like the
I
corporate
could see.
team building type, Jaron.
Oh, I'm all about that corporate synergy.
Yeah, that
Oh,
tracks.
the S word.
That tracks.
All right, let's see. Last thing I think we're going to talk about today is interesting Kickstarter that's been catching the attention of a few different tech blogs out there. It's a digital film cartridge that's shaped like an old film canister, like roll of film that you put in SLR cameras so you can use your old mechanical SLR cameras like digital cameras.
Oh, that's cool.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now it's not quite. It would be awesome if it was just the thing that looks like an old roll of film, but there obviously you're not going to be able to fit everything you need for that in there. So it does have a 1-inch thick base that you connect to the bottom of the phone as well, but it's still not any smaller or larger than a lot of the DSLRs out there. But it uses a 20 megapixel Sony Micro Four Thirds processor. And
Micro Four Thirds, nice.
yeah, Micro Four Thirds fits into the back of any 35 millimeter film camera and doesn't require any camera modification. You just put it in like you do film.
It's got a little pinhole for the
Yeah.
light to hit on, which
Yep.
goes onto some sensor and then just
and it goes
feeds
onto
it
that
digitally.
sensor. Exactly.
Wow.
So
Super cool.
yeah, it's got that base that you connect to the bottom that has the processor in there for running like the LCD 1.5-inch LCD screen, handling the SD card storage, stuff like that. And but it's basically like a battery grip for the higher end DSLRs.
I bet
and
this
things
has this
like
thing
that.
funded fully on there yet? I bet it's doing great.
You know, I haven't checked to see if it's funded fully yet, but it can.
Yes, it is funded fully. It
Well,
is
there you
at
go.
$257,000
Yeah.
of the $27,000 goal.
Oh, so it's at 10
Yeah.
times the amount right now.
Yeah.
almost.
Yep.
It can record in RAW and JPEG, as well as do 4K 60 FPS video. It does. You can do black and white, different color presets, including ones inspired by Kodachrome and Fujifilm. If you want to do something that's reminiscent of those old films that are developed on, and there is something on. I mean, there is a 2x crop factor because of the micro four thirds aspect of it and whatnot. So one of the kits, the I'm Back film kit, includes a 0.45x lens adapter, and it widens the lens and gets it kind of closer to the original focal length that changes because of the way the sensor is. So all in all, pretty cool looking. It is kind of pricey. I mean, you're looking at a minimum buy-in of $600, $595.
Ooh, that is pricey.
Yeah, and it goes up from there. But if you really like your old 35 millimeter camera, and it's a really nice camera, might be worth it.
For
something
photography
like that.
nerds, that's not a lot of money.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
also
That's
a
you're
good
like
right.
point.
someone saying,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, a 4090, $1,000. That's a lot of money." But you're going, "No, that's a great deal." Right?
You're
It all
right,
depends
'cause
on your hobby.
This
point,
isn't
fair
for this is for hobbyists. This isn't for
Yes.
people like you and me who
No.
just want to get a camera.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're
So-
competing in that kind of mid-range camera space for a fully digital one, right? For a brand new.
Yeah.
You know?
For a mid-range DSLR, you're looking
Right.
between like $400 and $800, maybe up
Right.
to $900 or $1,000. From last time I looked at it, anyway. I haven't looked in a long time. So anyway, I just thought that was pretty cool. There's a
pretty
couple.
cool.
There's a couple of other companies out there that already do stuff like this, but it requires like modifying the body of the camera and things like this. This is much more of a plug and play solution. So
Yeah, this one looks like it has a little ribbon that comes out that you can
Yep.
connect up to a.
that's what you connect to the battery base
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the bottom that has the processor and everything in it. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
nice
cool.
and simple. All right, there you go. That is the end of today's episode. We'll end on that. And before we go, big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers. It was a really, really bad transition. Jaron, go ahead with those.
You didn't even explain what Patreon was.
Patreon digital tip jar.
Good enough. Thanks to David Broshinsky, Connor Keesaw, Wolfball Tony, our ultra special tech daddies. Thank you to Upskilled Triantula. Not Tarantula, but Triantula.
Yeah, that's how it's spelled.
I love that so much.
I agree.
Thanks. I hate it.
Whoever you are,
It's probably Twyman, I bet.
Yeah,
I'm-
it's Twyman.
I love that so
Wyman
much.
Knew it.
Andy Bird, be the 8-year-old. Travis Johnson, check out the new Baldur's Gate 3 custom tech stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. Jeremy, No Name No Color, Keslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, Nathan Motzkus, Matt Nelson. Y'all should check out Hendrix Craftsman on Insta and TikTok. Me, speechless like a Japanese video game, ... Josh D, Dick Messerly, Adam, Aaron Faulkner, Stuart Lloyd, Joe, please cancel my subscription to your issues, Ryan M, and Adam Hecht. I think he's talking to you, Lando.
Your issues.
Yeah.
What about my
Thank
issues?
you, Patreons.
Thanks, Patreon backers.
I don't
You
understand.
you could still can you still subscribe there? Are we still pushing people to join up there? You get if you do, you get to join our nifty Patreon channel. You get the in between.
The in between. That's what
Yep.
what it's about.
Yeah.
It's my
There
favorite
you
part of
go.
the show.
All right. Well, until next week or 2 days from now, if you listen to Geek Show Arcade, because why not? Lando, take us out.
Just ask the accountant instead. He actually does more than the help desk staff. Be an end user.